Central works to keep you safe and sound. That's why we are launching our Buddy Check 11 segment. It's all about preventing breast cancer, and it's something near and dear to you.
Yes, it is, Hayden. It was one of the most important topics I've ever covered. And so when I moved back to Arkansas, I was hoping we could restart this important series here at THV 11. Early detection is the key, and it may be as simple as checking in with a buddy and reminding them to keep up with their breast health. And in our first report, you'll see how a workout at the gym, this is just a freak moment, grabbed the attention of a local mom.
In February of 2020, I was actually in the changing room at my gym, and I, at the point when my arms were overhead, I noticed a dimple in the mirror in front of me.
At first, Victoria Doyle thought the dimple was just another sign of getting older.
And so I kind of brushed it off at the time. But later that day, I texted friends and family, and I asked other females if they had seen anything like that. And sort of immediately all of them said no, they had not.
Victoria knew she already had a mammogram scheduled for the following month.
Right after the mammogram, they said, we see something a little concerning. We're going to send you across the hall for an ultrasound.
Even then, Victoria's mind was on getting out of the clinic to take her 9-year-old daughter Molly to the orthodontist, not on learning she had breast cancer.
That's what I think back on when I think about other women. I think about how it wasn't a convenient time, and it never is.
According to the CDC, breast cancer is the most common cancer in women, with 1 in 8 likely to be diagnosed in their lifetime. Dr. Gwendolyn Bryant-Smith is the director of the Winthrop-Rockefeller Cancer Institute at UAMS. She says both the time it takes and the technology available to women are a worthy investment.
When I was a resident and fellow, we were still reading a lot of film screen mammography, which is a much older technology. Since I finished fellowship and been in practice for over 16 years, we now have 3D mammography, which allows us to look at off angles of the breast tissue.
Dr. Bryant-Smith says the Rockefeller Center offers a one-stop shop of screenings where a woman can go from a mammogram to a diagnosis in the very same day. Victoria received care from the UAMS Center after the dimple she saw at the gym turned out to be invasive ductal carcinoma, a stage 3 cancer that had spread to her lymphatic system. Here are pictures showing her journey through chemo and radiation during the height of the pandemic. That meant no visitors allowed, but Molly saw to it that her mom wasn't really alone.
Hey, Mommy, I'm so proud of you.
Victoria also credits the staff for helping her through it.
There was one employee early on in my treatment who gave me a rock, and on it said hope. And she said, here, keep this with you throughout your treatment, and when you're finished, you can give it back to us. And I remember looking down at the rock, and it was definitely smudged, like the word hope was a little bit smudged. And it just made me realize in that moment, A, how special it was for her to think of me, and then B, someone carried that before I did, and that person returned it, and so they were still alive.
This is Victoria on her final day of chemo, ringing a traditional end of treatment bell, closing the chapter on this book of her cancer journey. And our thanks to Victoria for sharing her story.
So my question is to the process for screenings nowadays.
Yes, they've changed.
Okay.
Guidelines are women over 40 have a mammogram, and then if necessary, you can go on to a 3D mammogram as well. UMS offers that. The state provides free ones, healthyarkansas.healthy.gov. Just email
There
me.
we go. There we go.
I'm so happy you're doing these stories now. Do I understand correctly? It's the 11th of every month we can
Yes.
expect them?
So August 11th will be the next one. Yes.
Perfect.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, guys.